Under the radiant sun, a lavish merchant's villa stands, a testament to prosperity and joy. The merchant, a man of hearty laughter and booming voice, is flanked by Rosalind and Genevieve, his elder daughters, their mirth echoing through the air. In stark contrast, Beauty, the youngest, seeks solace under the shade of a grand tree, lost in the pages of her book. Seemingly untouched by the opulent surroundings and boisterous laughter, Beauty remains immersed in her own world. Within the opulent villa, lamplight dances across the richly adorned walls, casting long shadows that deepen the sense of foreboding. The merchant stands before his daughters, his face a canvas of despair etched with the harsh lines of misfortune. Rosalind and Genevieve weep openly, their faces contorted in grief as they lament their lost luxuries. "My jewels! My gowns! All gone!" Rosalind cries, her voice laced with disbelief and sorrow. Genevieve echoes her sister's despair. "Our parties, our suitors, we are ruined!" Beauty stands apart, her composed expression masking a deep concern as she asks, "Father, how can we help? Tell us what we can do." A year has drifted by, the passage marked by dust and quiet resilience. The merchant, now clad in humble attire, journeys along a sun-baked countryside road. A lone figure approaches, bearing a letter that could alter the course of his path. He accepts the missive, his weathered hands trembling slightly with anticipation. A flicker of hope ignites in his eyes as he tears open the seal, the contents promising a new beginning. Bathed in the warm daylight of their father's home, Rosalind and Genevieve stand resplendent, draped in silks and sparkling jewels. Their eyes gleam with avarice as they turn towards their father, their desires barely concealed. Rosalind's voice drips with entitlement as she declares, "Father, I desire a gown of the finest silk, embroidered with pearls and sapphires." Genevieve steps forward, her gaze fixed on an imagined prize. "And I, Father, long for a necklace of diamonds fit for a queen." A stark contrast appears as Beauty speaks softly, her needs simple and pure. "I require nothing of the sort, Father." Her gentle request hangs in the air, a single, heartfelt wish. "Only a rose will suffice." The merchant's heavy footsteps echo on the docks as he arrives at the bustling harbor, anticipation etched on his face. His eyes dart across the crowded scene, desperately seeking the familiar silhouette of his vessel. Instead, a chilling sight. His ship seized, ominous flags of authority snapping in the sea breeze. A wave of despair crashes over him, the cold reality extinguishing the last embers of hope. His weary heart sinks as he stares at his captured ship, the flags a stark symbol of his shattered dreams. Lost and exhausted, the merchant wanders through the silent, dark forest, each step heavy with despair. Through the dense trees, a breathtaking sight emerges. A grand palace shimmering under a blanket of snow. Moonlight dances across the icy facade, transforming the palace into a beacon of hope in the desolate night. The promise of warmth and shelter radiates from its towering walls, beckoning the weary traveler closer. He squints, hope flickering in his eyes, as he begins his trek toward the beckoning palace. In the beast's grand dining hall, a lavish feast appears as if from nowhere. Stretching across the enormous table, the hungry merchant eyes the spectacle, his gaze a mixture of caution and longing as he approaches the royal spread. Hesitantly, he reaches out, his fingers trembling slightly as he grasps a simple piece of bread. He chews slowly, his eyes widening in astonishment as the exquisite flavors explode on his palate. A flicker of profound gratitude warms his weary eyes, marveling at the unseen host's generosity. In the beast's palace, the merchant, weary from his travels, finds respite in a lavish bedroom. He sinks into the plush cushions of a large, comfortable bed, the soft linens a stark contrast to his expectations. A sigh escapes his lips as he closes his eyes, gratitude washing over him for the unexpected shelter. The room is quiet, the only sound his gentle breathing as exhaustion pulls him under. He drifts off to sleep quickly, a sense of peace settling over him in the beast's opulent sanctuary. In the palace garden, sunlight bathes a merchant preparing to depart, his eyes drawn to a vibrant rose bush. Compelled by its irresistible allure, he approaches the bush, his hand reaching out. With a gentle tug, he plucks a single perfect rose, its velvety petals promising delight. He cradles the rose, envisioning the joy it will bring as a gift for Beauty. The act, seemingly innocent, unknowingly sets in motion a series of fateful events. In the palace garden, the beast emerges, a figure of monstrous power, his shadow looming over the manicured flower beds. The air crackles with the beast's barely suppressed fury, distorting the beauty around him. His voice booms, shaking the very leaves on the trees. "You ungrateful thief!" Rage contorts his features as he accuses. "How dare you steal my rose after I offered you sanctuary?" In the beast's garden, the merchant falls to his knees, hands clasped in desperate supplication. His voice cracking with fear, he begs, "Please forgive me. The rose was only for my daughter." A chilling decree echoes through the garden as the beast declares, "Bring your daughter to me in 3 months, or you shall face your doom." The merchant trembles, the beast's words hanging heavy in the air, sealing a dark bargain. Sunlight floods the merchant's humble home, illuminating the gravity in his weary face as he recounts his encounter with the beast. His daughters listen, their faces reflecting a blend of fear and deep concern for their father's safety. Beauty's eyes gleam with determination, a stark contrast to the worry etched on her sisters' faces. With unwavering resolve, Beauty declares, "I will take my father's place." After months of travel, the imposing gates of the beast's palace loom before the merchant and Beauty. The vast entrance hints at both grandeur and a haunting solitude. A figure emerges from the shadows, his form both regal and burdened. The beast stands at the threshold, his gaze fixed upon their approach. In his eyes, a storm of conflicting emotions, anticipation warring with a deep-seated sadness. The air is thick with unspoken words as their fateful reunion draws near. Sunlight floods the beast's palace library, illuminating countless ancient books that line the towering shelves. Beauty, in a simple gown, wanders among the towering rows, her fingers trailing along the spines of forgotten tales. She gently pulls out a volume, her eyes scanning the weathered pages, lost in another world. At a massive oak table, the beast, now bearing a more refined demeanor, immerses himself in a book, his brow furrowed in concentration. Hushed tones fill the immense space as Beauty and the beast converse, their voices echoing softly amidst the silent stories. Candelabras cast a warm glow across the grand dining hall in the beast's palace, highlighting the ornate details of the room. Beauty and Beast sit at the long table, a comfortable silence settling between them as they dine. Beauty's soft voice breaks the quiet. "I never thought I could feel so at ease in a place like this," Beast responds, his tone softened. "Nor I, in the company of someone like you." Beauty observes a change. "You've changed, Beast. You're not the creature I first met." Beast acknowledges. "And you, Beauty, have shown me the man I could be." Soft moonlight bathes Beauty's serene face as she slumbers in the grand bed, dreams weaving behind her furrowed brow. The tall, arched windows stand as silent witnesses to her peaceful rest. The room hushed and still. A voice whispers through the dreamscape. "Your kindness will be rewarded." Lost in the labyrinth of dreams, Beauty's expression softens, touched by the promise of kindness repaid. In the mirror room of the beast's palace, Beauty stares into the depths of a magic mirror, her expression filled with apprehension. The mirror shimmers, its surface swirling with arcane energy, before solidifying into a distressing image. Her father is seen lying in bed, his pallor and labored breathing painting a grim picture of illness. Worry etches deep lines into Beauty's face as she pleads with unseen forces. Please, Beast, you must let me go to him. Her voice trembles with urgency and fear. He is gravely ill. Sunlight floods Beauty's opulent bedroom, illuminating the silent grandeur of the Beast's palace. The Beast, imposing yet diminished, holds out a simple, unassuming ring to Beauty. His voice, heavy with unspoken emotion, breaks the silence as he makes his heartfelt plea. If you don't return within a week, I will die of sorrow, he confesses, his fate hanging in the balance. Beauty arrives at the merchant's home, the familiar sight bringing a mix of relief and apprehension. Her father, though weak, beams with joy at her return, his relief palpable. Rosalind and Genevieve feign happiness, their smiles masking hidden intentions. Secretly, they plot to prolong Beauty's absence, their eyes betraying a scheme that belies their false welcome. Flickering candlelight dances across the walls of the merchant's opulent home, casting long, sorrowful shadows. Beauty sits amidst her sisters, their faces masked with practiced grief. The air is thick with unspoken guilt as they encircle her, their presence heavy with concealed motives. Their voices, soft and deceptively sweet, begin to weave a web of emotional manipulation around Beauty. Each word is a carefully placed thread designed to tighten around Beauty's heart. The candlelight flickers again, revealing a brief glimpse of something darker beneath their sorrowful facade. In her moonlit bedroom, Beauty is tormented by dreams, her brow furrowed with deep worry. The narrator's voice echoes in her mind. The Beast is dying, alone. Beauty awakens with a start, gasping for air as the nightmare's grip lingers. She sits up, heart pounding, the chilling vision of the Beast haunting her. A sudden, stark realization dawns upon her, her eyes widening with urgency. Whispering to herself, she confesses her truth with desperate resolve. I have to go back. I love him. In her bedroom, Beauty delicately sets the ring on the polished surface of an antique wooden table. A soft, ethereal light begins to swirl around her, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The room seems to hold its breath as the light intensifies, enveloping Beauty in a shimmering embrace. In a sudden, breathtaking flash, Beauty disappears, as if swallowed by the light itself. Silence descends, the air still charged with the lingering energy of her departure. Only the ring remains on the table, a solitary testament to the extraordinary event that has just transpired. Under the vast sky, Beauty returns to the palace garden, her heart pounding with dread. The once vibrant garden now seems muted, reflecting the despair that hangs heavy in the air. She spots him lying still, his massive form unnervingly silent amidst the blooming roses. Panic floods her as she rushes towards the Beast, her footsteps echoing in the stillness. She kneels beside him, her hand trembling as she reaches out to touch his fur. The Beast lies motionless, his fate hanging precariously in the balance. In the Beast's garden, Beauty kneels on the rain-soaked grass, her face etched with worry as she cradles him. The Beast lies in her arms, his breathing shallow and ragged, a stark contrast to his once mighty roars. Her voice cracks with raw emotion, her words a desperate plea against the fading light. I'm here. I love you. I want to marry you. Tears stream down her face, each drop a testament to her love, as she begs for a miracle in the fading light of the garden. The Beast writhes in the garden, a terrifying metamorphosis underway as coarse fur gives way to smooth skin. Tusks shrink, revealing pearly teeth as the Beast transforms into a handsome prince, his eyes locking with Beauty's, filled with profound gratitude. The curse! It's broken! Thank you, Beauty. Your love has saved me, the prince declares, his voice ringing with emotion. Beauty's tears flow freely as she responds. I knew there was goodness inside you.